Imagine, if you will, the life of a cat who lives among the chimneys of London. Not the postcard London of landmarks and souvenirs, but the intimate city. The one of soot-darkened bricks, drifting steam at dawn, and the constant murmur of footsteps that never quite seem to arrive anywhere. This cat owns nothing, and yet inhabits everything. The chimneys are his vertical kingdom, narrow tunnels of ash where the leftover warmth of the day becomes a nightly embrace. There he learns a truth humans often forget, that there is no real division between shelter and journey. Home is simply the place where one pauses long enough to feel the body. From above, he watches people hurry below, gripping their watches as if time might escape if not held tightly. The cat does not hurry. He stretches. He curves. He waits. He knows, without thinking, that life does not happen in the future or the past, but in the precise moment when steam rises from a kettle or a pigeon takes flight for no particular reason. When he moves across the rooftops, his paws touch a world suspended between order and chaos. Chimneys were not built for cats, and yet they seem perfectly shaped for him. Here another quiet lesson appears. The universe does not need to plan everything in order to work. Meaning sometimes arises the way warmth does in brick, without announcements, without explanation. The cat hears human conversations leaking through windows, worries, ambitions, regrets. They sound curious, like bells ringing without knowing why. He answers with a yawn, not from indifference, but from understanding. For he senses that human suffering often comes from the effort to be something other than what one already is. On cold nights, when London seems to hold its breath, the cat curls into himself and sleeps. He does not contemplate existence, he embodies it. He does not ask for the meaning of life, he purrs it. His heart beats in rhythm with the city, not against it, but as one more note in the same symphony. If we look closely, we realize that this cat is who we were before we learned to divide the world into problems and solutions. Before we forgot that living is not about arriving somewhere else, but about walking or sleeping exactly where we already are. The life of a stray dog in New Delhi. Not as a problem awaiting correction, nor as a symbol of neglect, but as a vivid movement within the immense, breathing organism of the city itself. This dog has no fixed address, yet he belongs everywhere. He sleeps beside tea stalls, beneath park scooters, near temple steps still warm from the day's sun. The ground is his map. The city writes itself into his body through heat, dust, sound, and smell. He does not stand apart from New Delhi. He is one of its many gestures, like the call of a vendor, the drifting smoke of incense, the sudden rain on dry streets. Each morning arise without alarm clocks or regret. The dog wakes when the city stirs. The coughing of engines, the shuffle of sandals, the first prayers carried through loudspeakers. He stretches, shakes off sleep, and in doing so abandons the past complete. Yesterday leaves his body as easily as dust falling from fur. Humans speak endlessly about mindfulness, yet this dog practices it without effort or intention. That flow around him like a river round a stone. Some hands offer food, others push him away. Many never notice him at all. To the dog, these are not judgments but movements, simply what happens next. He does not measure his worth by treatment received. Praise does not inflate him. Rejection does not wound him. Such wounds require an ego to protect, and the dog has never constructed one. When hunger appears, it is not a crisis but a signal. He searches, waits, adapts. When rest arrives, he lies down wherever the moment allows. There is no shame in this life because shame is born from comparison. From imagining a self that should be different. The dog does not imagine himself. He experiences himself. As night settles over New Delhi, the city does not become quiet. It becomes intimate lights, heat flicker, voices soften, the air cools. The dog curls beside others or alone, ears half alert, body relaxed. He trusts the world, not because it is safe, but because it is what is. He does not ask whether tomorrow will be better. Tomorrow is not a thought, it is a sound. Not yet heard. And offers no conclusions. process to trust, moving effortlessly through us, just as it moves through him. Just as it moves through him. Imagine, if you will, the life of a drum that once belonged to a leader of the Hare Krishna movement. Not its history as a possession, but its life as a vibration that happened to take the shape of wood, skin, and sound. This drum was never truly owned. It passed through hands the way breath passes through lungs, briefly, necessarily, without attachment. When it was played, it did not create music, it revealed it. The rhythm was already there, moving through the leader, through the chanting voices, through the street itself. The drum was simply where the universe chose to tap its fingers. In those days, the drum lived in constant motion. It felt the warmth of bodies pressed together in devotion. The pulse of bare feet on pavement, the open sky above processions that wound through cities like living rivers. Each strike was both an ending and a beginning, sound arising, dissolving, and returning to silence. The drum never wondered what the chant meant. Meaning, after all, is a human concern. The drum knew only resonance. Then one day, as all days eventually do, the rhythm stopped, the leader moved on, the crowd dispersed, the chanting faded into memory. The drum was set down, forgotten, misplaced. Perhaps it now rests in a corner, gathering dust or lies buried beneath other discarded objects that once felt indispensable to the human eye. It is lost. But from the drum's own perspective, nothing has gone wrong. Silence is not the opposite of sound, it is its source. In stillness, the drum continues its work, it listens. It absorbs footsteps, wind, distant traffic, the subtle hum of existent itself. Even untouched, it vibrates, because everything vibrates. To be is already to sound. Humans might say the drum's purpose has ended, yet purpose is a story we tell after the fact. The drum was never meant to last, nor to be remembered. It was meant to happen, and it did, fully, completely, without resistance. The past rhythms have not vanished, they are folded into the present moment, just as waves remain in the ocean long after they break. In this way, the lost drum mirrors us. We too worry about being misplaced, forgotten, no longer useful. We imagine that our value depends on being struck at the right moment, by the right hands. But like the drum, we are expressions of something far larger than our roles. Whether sounding loudly in the street or resting quietly in the dust, we are still part of the same music. And perhaps that is the deepest teaching the drum ever offered. That devotion is not found in noise or silence, action or rest, but in allowing life to play us, and knowing that even when the song seems to stop, the rhythm has never truly ended.
Imagine, if you will, the life of a single leaf drifting through Mexico City. Not as debris, not as something fallen or broken, but as a brief, deliberate gesture of the living earth moving through concrete and sky. This leaf was once certain of its place. It grew attached to a branch facing the sun, drinking light without effort or ambition. It did not ask why it was green, nor how long it would last. It simply unfolded. And then, one ordinary moment, the city breathed, cars exhaled, buildings warmed, air shifted, and the leaf let go. Or rather, it discovered that letting go had been happening all along. Now it flies. It dances between avenues and alleyways, caught in currents created by buses, footsteps, open doors, and passing conversations. It skims the pavement, rises again, spins, hesitates. Humans rush past with plans and destinations while the leaf has none, and therefore misses nothing. It is carried by the same forces that carry the city itself, only without resistance. The leaf brushes against walls painted with fading murals, lands briefly near a street vendor, lifts again at the sound of a horn. It does not interpret these moments. It does not label them as chaos or beauty. It experiences them directly as movement, texture, temperature. This is life before explanation. From the human perspective, the leaf is out of place. It belongs, they say, on a tree, not in traffic, not near spilled coffee and cracked sidewalks. But the leaf knows nothing of belonging in exile. It has not been expelled from nature into the city. The city has happened inside nature. Asphalt, steel, smoke, and wind are simply newer shapes of the same ancient dance. Eventually, the leaf comes to rest. Perhaps in a park, perhaps against a curb, perhaps beneath a shoe that never notices it. There is no disappointment in this stillness. Motion and rest are not opposites. They are partners. The leaf does not mourn its flight, nor does it cling to the memory of the branch. It decomposes, quietly turning itself to the world that never stopped being itself. And here is the subtle joke. The leaf appears small, accidental, insignificant. Yet it moves with the same authority as the clouds above the city and the tectonic plates beneath it. It does not try to control its path. And for this reason, it is perfectly aligned with it. If we see ourselves in the leaf, it may unsettle us. For we have been taught to steer, to plan, to justify our movement. The leaf reminds us, gently without words, that life is not something we must manage. It is something we are already doing.
Imagine, if you will, the life of a crow. Not as an omen, not as a symbol of darkness or intelligence, but as a living movement of the sky, briefly shaped into feathers and bone. The crow does not belong to the air any more than it belongs to the ground. It steps easily between worlds, walking with deliberate patience, then suddenly lifting into flight as if gravity were only a suggestion. To the crow, the boundary between earth and sky is not a division, but a rhythm. Down, up, stillness, motion, silence, call. Each day begins without explanation. The crow wakes not to pursue a purpose, but to participate. It surveys rooftops, branches, wires, human lines strung across space like unfinished thoughts. It remembers. The crow's memory is not nostalgia. It is practical wisdom. It knows where food appears, where danger sleeps, where companions gather. Intelligence here is not an abstract achievement. It is relationship. When the crow calls, the sound cuts through the air like a question with no desire for an answer. It is neither polite nor cruel. It is honest. The call does not decorate the world. It reveals it. The crow does not sing to be admired. It speaks because speaking happens. Humans watch the crow and project meaning onto it. Death, trickery, prophecy. The crow remains unimpressed. It does not carry symbols. It carries itself. It eats what is available, adapts without complaint, thrives in forests and cities alike. Where humans see decay, the crow sees nourishment. Where humans see endings, the crow finds continuation. There is no shame in the crow scavenging, because shame requires the idea that life should be cleaner than it is. The crow understands something we often resist, that nothing is wasted. Everything transformed, the discarded becomes the essential. The overlooked becomes the feast. At rest, the crow perches quietly, observing without judgment. It does not meditate, yet it is attentive. It does not seek enlightenment, yet it is awake. Its black feathers absorb light as if reminding us that darkness is not absence, but depth. And here lies the crow's unspoken teaching, that freedom is not found in escaping the world, but in moving with it intelligently. The crow does not try to rise above life, it flies within it. It accepts complexity, uncertainty, and impermanence as conditions, not problems. If we listen carefully, we may hear in the crow's call a familiar echo, one that invites us to stop asking what life means and to notice instead how perfectly it is already happening.
Imagine, if you will, the life of a polar bear in the Arctic. Imagine, if you will, the life of a polar bear in the Arctic. Not as an emblem of wilderness or a symbol of endurance, but as the Arctic itself briefly taking the shape of fur, breath, and slow, deliberate movement. The polar bear does not live in the cold. It is the cold made visible snow. Ice and wind are not obstacles to be overcome, but intimate companions. His body understands what the mind does not need to explain. Thick fur, dark skin, massive paws, these are not adaptations chosen, but expressions that have emerged naturally, as effortlessly as ice forming on still water. Across the frozen sea with unhurried authority. Each step is careful, not cautious. There is no anxiety in his movement, only attention. He listens through his paws, feels through the ice, waits without impatience. Waiting for the polar bear is not empty time. It is full presence. Inevitable and personal. When food is scarce, the bear does not dramatize the situation. He conserves energy, trusts the rhythm of the seasons, allows the body to slow. Humans fear stillness because they mistake it for stagnation. The bear knows that stillness is often the most intelligent response. In the long Arctic silence, broken only by wind and shifting ice, the bear becomes almost indistinguishable from the landscape. White against white, breath against air. There is no sense of isolation here, because isolation requires the idea of being separate. The bear is not in the Arctic. The Arctic is moving through him. When he swims, the boundary between solid and liquid disappears. Water holds him as naturally as land does. Effort and grace merge. The bear does not conquer the sea, he cooperates with it. Power in this life is not force but alignment. From the human perspective, the polar bear's life seems harsh, even tragic. We imagine suffering where there is simply intensity. We project our discomfort onto a being who has never asked for comfort. The bear does not seek meaning, safety, or reassurance. He participates fully in what is. strength is not found in constant action, nor in control, nor in resistance. It arises from deep belonging, to belong so completely to the moment that there is no need to argue with it. The polar bear moves on, leaving no explanation behind, only tracks in the snow that the wind soon erases, and in that erasure, the teaching completes itself. Life does not insist on being remembered. It insists only on being lived. Imagine, if you will, the life of a single drop of rain, from the moment it is born to the moment it returns to the earth. Not as a journey with a goal, but as a brief, elegant conversation between sky and ground. The drop begins not as a thing, but as a gathering invisible vapor rises from oceans, rivers, breath, and leaves. Lifted by warmth without intention, there is no decision to ascend. Rising simply happens. The drop does not yet exist, and yet everything that will become it is already present, waiting, mingling, forgetting where it came from. In the cool openness of the sky, the vapor condenses. A shape appears. What we call a drop is not created from nothing. It is formed from relationship, molecules meeting, holding, agreeing for a moment to be together. Identity here is temporary, practical and light. The drop is a pattern, not a possession. And so the falling begins. From the human view, this is descent. From the drop zone experience, it is release. Falling is not failure, it is fulfillment. The air rushes past, the world unfolds upward. Wind nudges, reshapes the path. The drop does not resist, it has no map to defend. Every second of falling is complete in itself. Below, rooftops,
Leaves, streets and skin wait without knowing they are waiting. The drop does not aim. It simply arrives where conditions meet. When it touches the ground, there is no ending. The form dissolves, spreads, disappears. The drop does not die. It changes its language. It may soak into soil, feeding roots that will never know its name. It may run along stone, evaporate again, rise once more as vapor. The journey does not conclude. It loops, silently, endlessly. Humans often imagine life as a straight line. Beginning, climax, end. The raindrop tells a different story. Life is circulation. Falling is as sacred as rising. Form is as fleeting as it is necessary. And perhaps the deepest lesson the drop offers is this: that letting go is not something that happens at the end. It is what allows every moment to occur at all.